a reboot of this channel is coming. But until that happens, let's keep talking about hair loss. So I had this comment come in today, and this was on a video called Male Pattern Baldness. I refuse to not age naturally. Does that bother you? Because remember, I'm all about psychology and emotional intelligence. So when people cast their thoughts on me on this channel, Nick, why don't you get the hair transplant? Why don't you take the drugs that would save your hair? They're saying, well, because if they were in my situation, even though I'm almost 38 years old, they would try to save their hair. Now, for me personally, I think it would be pathetic that a 38-year-old guy would be desperately trying to save his hair, but that's another video that I guess I need to make while wearing this shirt. With all that being said, here's the comment that came in from Dominic. Quote, there are drugs to reverse aging. One is called finasteride. The other is called dutasteride. When taking these drugs, you have to be very alert at what you are doing. There are a lot of things about finasteride that most people don't know, and with not knowing this knowledge, a lot of people will get side effects from this drug. Finasteride is basically harmless if you understand how to take it. End quote. So here's the thing. I mean, this is simply a difference of identity. While I can appreciate what Dominic is sharing with us here, I cannot relate it all to that. There's no part of me that would think, I care about saving my hair, therefore let me experiment with science to try to save my hair, because yeah, there's side effects, but as long as you do it right, you should be okay. I'm just not motivated to save my hair. But for me, here's the real takeaway, because remember, this is not a guy who cares about hair loss, this is a guy who cares about celebrating and mentoring the concept of American masculinity. So through my own version of truth, when I read this comment, here's the main takeaway for me. It's interesting because it says there are drugs to reverse aging, right? So that's ultimately the theme here. It's not even simply hair, it's reversing aging. Take drugs, reverse aging. That's the concept. Okay? Now we know that there are possible side effects of drugs that help you keep your hair. Now this, again, holding on to that concept of reversing aging. Okay, that's what we're wanting to do. Okay, let's just imagine as masculine men, I want to reverse aging, which already doesn't sound masculine, because for me, part of the male experience is that you age with dignity, you age with maturity, you become a better human being. Even though you physically change, you become better with age. That's the whole concept. For me, that's how I identify. Back when I was in my 20s and even early 30s, I was attracted in this psychological way to men who just knew what they were doing. I thought, I want to be like them. And now I've become that person. I've become the person that younger people call sir. And when they ask me a question about anything, whether it's something on this channel or even at work, I know the answer. I've lived enough life to know that, and I celebrate that. So for me, in my mind, it's not masculine to want to reverse aging. It's not like I want to speed up aging, but I accept the aging process. And imagine me to say that. I'm a lot older than most of you. I'm like double most of your age. So here's a guy who's almost 40 saying, I don't want to reverse. If anybody was trying to reverse aging, shouldn't it be me? Since I'm older than most of you? But no, I'm like, I can appreciate what age I am. I can appreciate what I've got in my life because of my age. My life is a lot better at almost 38 than it was at 30 or 25 or 20 or 17. So it's against my identity to want to reverse aging. But then too, let's just go back to this ironic point, which I know I've brought up before, but okay. There are possible side effects of drugs that you can take that will save your hair, right? Now, do I need to use any details here? I don't, okay? All I have to do is just point and you get what I'm saying. The fact that hair loss drugs could possibly have a negative effect, right? That's just too much irony for me. That a masculine man says, you know what? I care so much about my looks and reversing aging that I'm willing to risk things that are actually associated with attracting women and, you know, growing a family and all that stuff, that men would risk that Even if it's a small chance, they would risk that. And it goes back to that concept of reversing aging. It's like, well, okay, so when you're a boy, most of us when we were boys, when we were 10 years old, many of us had thick hair and low hairlines, right? So couldn't have been better in the hair situation when we were 10 years old. But we weren't men yet, and things weren't really working at that point. They didn't need to be. They weren't supposed to be, not at that age. So if this is my vision, this is how I perceive this. We're talking about reversing aging. Okay, so whatever age people are that are watching this video, let's say you're 21, okay, and you're worried, oh, I got Norwood 1, I'm gonna go bald, even though Nick had receding temples that were undeniable at age 17, for any of you who have seen that video where I got a perm. So, we have people in that situation, and okay, let's say you're 21. You want to, oh no, I don't want to lose my hair. So what do? I'm going to reverse my aging is what I'm going to do. So let's just think about this logically. Okay, so yes, you're going back in time physically with this wonder drug. Hey, look, my hair is not falling out. My hair is thicker. I have perfect hair now, and I don't have to worry about going bald, because reversing aging means I'm closer to being a boy again. For so many of you who are 20, 10 years ago, you were 10. Now for me, I was 27. I was still older than most of you now when I was 10 years ago for me. Okay? But just follow me, and you know where I'm taking this. The closer you become to a boy with the hair, the closer you become to a boy down there. It rhymes, and I didn't even plan that. So, in my perspective of reality, to deny aging, to deny male pattern baldness, which affects most men, is to deny masculinity. That's how it is. And I've said so many times about this concept of identity protective cognition. Whatever you believe and hold dear to your heart, if someone tells you something against that goes against it, you only defend your beliefs that much more, so no one can tell you different. And so for me, if I have identity protective cognition, it's about this concept of what it means to be a masculine man and think like a man. So I have zero interest in reversing aging. I have zero interest in saving my hair. And I think that's part of why I'm leaning towards this whole reboot, which I'll be telling you more about. Because I just feel that I've kind of outgrown the concept of what this channel is about. My perspective is so different than most people who watch my videos. I just can't relate anymore to that, because I don't care about going bald. But what I'm realizing from all the people watching and subscribing and commenting is that there's actually, it's not hair loss that we should be worrying about. It's masculinity lost. It's sense of what it means to be a man, and we're losing that. And that's the thing that we should actually be worried about. And I feel like, as the host of this channel, not many people are really in tune with that. And I want there to be. And so that's why I'm thinking, maybe as the leader here, maybe I need to redirect what I'm doing with this channel so that we can focus on the things that actually matter for male identity, not about keeping hair. And again, it definitely reinforces the concept that I'm older than most of you, and I'm the one saying I don't want to reverse aging and I don't want to save my hair. So I just feel that I'm kind of moving in a different direction compared to a lot of people who watch my videos, and ultimately I've got thousands of videos about hair loss. Just search my own video titles and whatever it's like Google. You can basically just Google the search box on my videos and find like 5 videos that I've already done on whatever topic that is, including whale urine. Yes, I mean, we've covered everything. So I think we need to grow up a little bit as a whole with this channel. We need to move this channel in a different direction. More on that in the next video about my Honda Element. Comments right here.